I want another coffee bar, but with the prices right out of today's market.
and wood.
And yeah. So we thought we would just make this over because I want what I actually want. This is the dinette set Ed made out of a couple tables off of Facebook. The one table was free and the other table was $40, and basically he removed the tops. There's more to it. We do have a video on it. And he put these 2x6s?
2x8.
2x8s, and he kind of cut them down. Well, I want this same top for over here because I think it'll look cute, and I want a couple shelves out of the same thing. I haven't taken this down. 4th of July was just, I don't know, a week ago.
A couple of weeks ago.
No, just about a week ago.
Okay, what I've done here is I've cut these to 47 inches long. That'll give me an 1.5 inch hangover on each side of the coffee bar. These are 2x6s, but they're actual are 1 3/4 inches by 5.5 after they come out of the mill, but they sell them as 2x6s. Okay, so now I'm taking this and ripping these long ways on my table saw to 5 1/4, and I'll rip all 4, and then I'll move it to 5 inches and I'll rip the other side, and then that way it'll give me a straight side right here. When I put them together, they'll match up. Okay, I have 2 cut square on the edge, so they will come together nicely. When I screw them together, there will be no crack for the food and everything to get down in. I will round these corners where it resembles a split, but there will be no split there. It'll be completely together. Okay, so this is the bottom. You can see all my screws. What I did was I cut all these edges straight with my saw, my table saw, so they'll butt up.
Yeah.
But on the corners I rounded so it'll look like grooves, but nothing can go in between because they're butted up. So what I'm going to do here is get the size. So I've done this, made my marks square, made sure my saw is straight, and I'm going to cut the end off, and then I'll measure it back here and cut this end off, because see, it's never straight because this wood continues to move. But once I cut this straight, it's getting pretty dried out, which is nice. So I'm going to cut this off, cut the other side off, sand it, and then turn it over. Now we have a nice straight edge to work with.
A lot straighter, huh?
Yes.
Off to the other side.
Yep.
Okay, this is the top side. Ed has this all cut straight. But when he flipped it over during the drying, as it's drying, got some splits here, which that's what happens, you know, the lumber we have to use these days. Yeah, because it's wet, but you can see right there. Unfortunately, these two boards are nice, and then it's separated a little bit here. See, he's got these tight. That's what we were going for, this one. But that's all what happens when it's drying. And here's some more splits. So what he's going to do is go ahead and sand this really nice, and then he's going to mix up some Durham putty thin and let it go to seep down in there.
Then
you know,
give it its
then
last
when it dries, he'll sand it again really nice, because I'm going to use a white pickling stain, which basically what it'll do is
bleach some of this orange out.
Well,
hopefully.
Yeah, it'll leave it more natural like our dinette set. So, and then we'll obviously put a polyurethane on there.
Yeah, we picked the lightest wood we could pick.
So this probably won't be too bad. And here, see these knot holes here, we'll fill those in too. But it's coming along pretty good. Just wanted to show you that, to expect this kind of stuff to happen with what we have to work with at the lumber stores. We got these from Home Depot. Okay, Ed mixed up some of, let me show you in case you haven't used it. This stuff right here, it does come in a smaller can, but we're always doing something, so we went ahead and bought this large can. But he made it really thin, right, Ed?
Yeah, so it would go down into the crack.
Yeah, so when it dries, he'll sand all of that off and even, and it should take care of those cracks.
Should just be a little tiny hairline crack there.
So,
well, not a crack, but a hairline piece of putty.
Yeah, so hopefully
shouldn't even show up.
Yep. So there's that. Now we're going to let it dry, and we're going to go inside because it's supposed to be 109 today.
And I think it's already made it.
Hasn't made it. It's about 11 o'clock, and it's about 100 degrees. All right. Filled in and sanded, and then he brought it inside because it's 100 billion degrees outside. And it's gonna come out pretty good. This is a stain we've used on, it's like a wash on several things. We just bought the Bear. It's called what is this called? Whitewash pickling. And I'm just going to put it on with a sponge brush. It's the only one I had, a big one. I'm going to try that. If it don't work, then I'm going to go get an old t-shirt. But I've already stirred it up, so I'm just going to start applying it. I usually on some other projects we bleached first, but this doesn't seem to have that.
Yeah, it's
a lot of orange in it, so I think it'll be fine. And this will take, excuse me, this will take a few coats to get some of that
white look.
Yeah, and we'll put this on, and when it dries and we're all done with some of these coats, we'll finish it up with a polyurethane satin finish.
But it has to be water-based.
Yeah, because we don't want no coffee stains since this is going on top of our...
but if you do use an oil base, it will yellow.
You want to know why we know that?
Because we've done it. It's not funny.
It wasn't funny then. But that was years ago. We have learned quite a bit over the years. But that's what I'm going to do. It's the second coat, and I'm mostly going to concentrate on this. And you can see a little bit of where he had to put that Durham in there and try to fill those cracks. But hey, it's not too bad. I'll put this without the cracks just toward the front. It's gonna have stuff on top of it anyway. How much is this costing? I think, what did we pay for? We bought 2 8-foot long 2x8s. Is that what we bought at? 2x8s?
Yes, 2x8s.
We bought two of those and then cut them in half.
No, 2x6s.
Yeah, I thought so. It's 2x6s.
The table was 2x8s.
Yeah. So he bought 2 of those, cut them in half,
and then I ripped them to 5 inches.
Yeah, and
so we could get the 20-inch wide that we needed.
Yeah. And I want to say, oh man, lumber is so high. I want to say they were like $13 each.
Yeah,
so
13.
We're going to go ahead and make the shelves the same way as basically they're going to be pretty simple. Ed's going to buy 1 8-foot 2x8, I think, so we can, and he'll cut that down to whatever we need. And basically we're going to do exactly the same thing, so we won't be play filming it. I did order the brackets on Amazon, and I think they for the 2 shelves, so 4 of them, and I think they were $15. But when Ed looked at the, what's it called, Ed?
The metal strips.
The metal bars or whatever.
Strips.
Because he used to make his
flat
own.
bar.
It was like going to be $13.50 for it. So we figured an extra $1.50.
They're already bent and drilled.
Why bother? So anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there. It will be made the same way, and hopefully we'll have it all done and together and put on the wall so you can see how it turned out. Ended up taking the whole top off because
Debbie put the tile on. It wasn't coming off.
I put that on good.
Yep.
No biggie though. He'll just set the other one on top.
It'll work out better
That was
now.
heavy, huh?
Yes.
So we finished the coffee bar. Ed did the brunt of the work, but it came out really nice. He used 1x6s then?
2x6s.
2x6s. And he come down to about 5 inches.
Yes.
For the top, using 1x8s.
2x8s.
2x8s, I'll get it right.
Didn't
the
cut
shelving.
didn't cut the width on those at all.
No, they fit
Just
nice.
the
The
length.
brackets we got off Amazon. It was actually cheaper to get them off Amazon than Ed make them this time. And this is what the top turned out like. It came out really nice. Just some little DIYs from, you know, the Dollar Tree jars, which had, I removed the clamps because I wanted to put the knobs on. Got this little guy from the Goodwill for 79 cents. It did not look like this. It was quite ugly. It was just chalky and dirty, and I cleaned it up and painted it and used my Cricut, and that's what I used on these. And the reason here, you know, as we said, we wanted this here coffee bar to match the dinette set, and that was, this was the start of it all. So we wanted it to just kind of carry through, because our buffet china built-in cabinet over there has a light. It's not exactly the same, but it's got that lighter color. And so we thought we'd carry it over because we just kind of wanted it cohesive and matched, and I can't wait to decorate it for fall. And I can't wait for fall because it's been so hot here. We're going to be heading over to Morro Dunes here in about a week and get away from this heat spell we've had going for about 3 weeks. It's been above
100.
It's been above 102.
Awful.
And it has been hideous, brutal summer weather as usual here in Bakersfield. But that's what we got going. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you come back. This is again Debbie and Ed with I'd Rather Be Camping. I will be doing a little tour of our fifth wheel when we get over to Morro Bay, where it's cooler, because we have made some changes. I do have a video on our first makeover.
Renovation.
Yeah, on it, the big renovation, but we have made changes to it. You'd like to check that out. But anyway, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this and it gives you ideas. Very budget friendly, and it'll even be more so when prices of wood comes down. All right, thank you. We'll check with you again. Bye-bye.